Hi everyone, and thank you for joining today. We're going to take a clear, practical look at a topic that's everywhere right now: artificial intelligence. My goal today is simple: to demystify what AI really is, explain what large language models like ChatGPT actually do, and give you practical ideas for how you can use these tools safely and effectively in your business. Let's start with the basics. What is AI and what AI is not? AI is not magic and it does not think like a human. Instead, AI is extremely good at one thing: recognizing patterns. It finds patterns across massive amounts of information and uses those patterns to make predictions, whether that's predicting the next word in a sentence, forecasting a customer trend, or identifying objects in an image. Think of AI as a digital intern. This intern can absorb enormous amounts of information, but doesn't know what to do with that information. You can give it your files, your notes, your documents, and it can read them faster than any human. But like a real intern, it does not understand your business, your clients, or your real-world context unless you explain it clearly. Here's how to think about AI. AI doesn't know. It predicts. You've probably heard a lot of terminology, so let's break down a few important concepts. Machine learning. This is a branch of AI where systems improve their predictions using data and experience. Think credit risk scoring, demand forecasting, or personalization, all heavily driven by machine learning. Deep learning. This is a more advanced form of machine learning that uses neural networks, structures inspired by the human brain, to analyze extremely complex data. This is the backbone of modern AI. Large language models, or LLMs. These are the models used by applications like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Grok, and others that you will have heard of. They are called large because they contain billions of parameters that determine how the model responds. They are language models because they analyze and generate human-like text, or language. Though nowadays LLM has become more of a generic term, as many of the models also work with non-text data like images and audio. Remember, LLMs don't memorize facts. They learn patterns in language, which is why they occasionally make mistakes and why good prompts matter. Now let's talk a little about how models work. There are two main phases: the training phase and the inference phase. Training is where companies feed massive amounts of data into the model, books, websites, code, images, and more, and ask it to predict what comes next. With each attempt, the model adjusts billions of internal parameters, gradually improving until its responses align with what people consider accurate or useful. You can think of these parameters as the knobs and sliders on an enormous sound mixing desk. During training, these controls are tuned the way a sound engineer tweaks thousands of sliders to get the perfect mix. Once training is finished, a model, for example GPT-5, is released. And importantly, that version does not change. This is where we move into the inference phase. This is the phase you interact with. The model is already trained. You aren't retraining it, you're just asking it questions, and it generates answers based on what it learned during training. Your usage may help improve future models, but only if you allow that in your settings. A common concern I hear is my data being used to train the model? In many free tools, the answer is yes, but if you're using paid or enterprise versions, you can control this. In ChatGPT, for example, there's a setting under data controls called Improve the Model for Everyone. Turning this off prevents your prompts and files from being used to train future models. Even so, treat AI like you would treat sending an email. Avoid sharing client names when you can. Use placeholders like Client A. Never put proprietary or regulated data into a free AI tool. And remember, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. Free tools offer no real safeguards for your business data. That's why enterprise AI solutions, like Microsoft Copilot with enterprise licensing, are wrapped in corporate security, compliance frameworks, and data isolation boundaries. When you think about using AI, don't start with, what can AI do? Start with, what tasks in my day slow me down or repeat constantly? AI is perfect for helping with bottlenecks like summarizing documents, taking meeting notes, writing first drafts, analyzing sales or financial data, generating social media content, preparing emails, comparing reports or spreadsheets, formatting content for clients or executives. At Marketable Solutions, we recommend a crawl, walk, run approach. Many tools now have AI built in, so start with something easy. For example, Microsoft Teams and Copilot can automatically transcribe meetings, identify action items, generate searchable summaries, and note decisions and next steps. As you become more comfortable, AI can help you draft LinkedIn posts, blog articles, emails, proposals, and website copy, all with simple prompts. Once you have developed some basic skills, you may want to look into automating processes or asking AI to help with data analysis. For example, you can upload a spreadsheet and ask AI to compare 2024 to 2025, highlight key trends, and summarize in 3 bullets. If your data is labeled correctly, AI can compare, contrast, visualize, and summarize in seconds. AI is powerful but imperfect. Just like a real intern, it makes mistakes, sometimes very basic ones. I've seen AI miscalculate averages or misinterpret numbers if the spreadsheet labels aren't clear. So you still need to proofread, verify numbers, cross-check analysis, and validate recommendations. In other words, AI accelerates your work, but does not replace your judgment. Here are a few key recommendations to protect your business and get better results. Don't let employees use personal AI accounts for company work. Personal accounts mix business data with personal browsing history, and you lose control over your intellectual property. Use the enterprise version of your AI tools. These offer stronger data controls, encryption, admin oversight, internal usage monitoring, and corporate isolation boundaries. Train your staff. Employees need to know what's safe to use, what's off limits, how to prompt effectively, and how to verify AI-generated work. Create an AI use policy. This becomes part of your HR handbook and ensures consistent, safe use across your company. A fun question I was asked is, do please and thank you give better answers? The short answer is, not directly, but the style of how you ask, more detailed, more natural, more conversational, tends to produce clearer, more thoughtful responses. So yes, often you do get better answers, not because the model likes politeness, but because clearer input creates higher quality output. Here's the big takeaway. AI is not here to replace people, it's here to remove friction. It saves time on low-value tasks so you can spend more time on strategic work, client relationships, and decision-making. If you treat AI like a capable digital intern, one that needs clear instructions, oversight, and guardrails, it will become one of the most valuable tools in your business. Thank you for joining today, and I hope this session makes AI feel a whole lot more approachable and useful.